Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boyce, just coming to you with some Gold League goodness out of the map Condemned Ridge. Spying up here in the top left-hand corner, we do have ShadowWraith as the... Did I just mute? Yeah, I did. We have ShadowWraith as the red Protoss, and up here in the top right-hand corner, we have TOXIKILLZ as the blue Protoss. I was messing around with my authenticator, and I hit the mute button on my keyboard, so I don't think it muted for you guys, but it was very annoying for me and very confusing. I like the little tiny, like, calm music, like whale songs of Condemned Ridge, because that's definitely what they sound like. Just listen for a second. That was Protoss building morphing in. Let's go over here. Definitely whale noises. Definitely whale songs. Alright, so we have both of our players dropping their pylons, and there are the whale songs again. Yeah, really love those things. Awesome. Alright. So, both little pylons are now finishing up for our players as they continue to warp in their probes, both of them dropping that first chrono boost on the Nexus, as they well should, because it is a PvP, and they're Gold League. I mean, not everybody cheeses once you get up to Gold League. We do have a gateway coming down for TOXIKILLZ. Can I just note that this is like one of the most annoying names ever. He both capitalized everything and put a Z at the end. Yes, hipsters put Z on the end. Let's be honest. No. Don't put Z on the end. Just don't. If you mean it as a plural, don't put Z at the end. Is there a word in regular English that ends with a Z? I can't think of one. I don't think there is, actually. Is there? No, I do not believe so. I mean, somebody that I play with spells lazy weird. He spells it like L-A-Y-Z, because that's funnier. But he, no, he's a hipster, so I guess that kind of just proves everything. Alright, well, we have a cybernetics core and another pylon coming down for TOXIKILLZ, and the one pylon coming down for ShadowWraith, not overlapping the pylon fields, which is, I don't know, it's reasonable. It's not awful. Why is it not showing the pylon energy fields? That's weird. Why is it not showing anything down here? I'll figure that out later. Alright. Well, not showing the pylon energy fields is actually extremely annoying. Should I stop the commentary? Nah, I'm gonna keep trucking. I'm gonna keep going. I don't have a whole lot of time today. So, you know what? You're just not gonna see pylon energy fields for the entire game. I know. Awful. Everyone loves their pylon energy fields. They love knowing when someone is Artosis pyloning. But I can kind of guess that this pylon goes out like this. Maybe like hits the very bottom center of this cybernetics core, and then this one easily charges up both of those. So, you know, I'll take my guess. I mean, this charges up both of those buildings. Yeah, we can figure it out. We'll figure it out. It looks like ShadowWraith is actually building up quite a few resources, and he's just going to be going for the 4-gate. So maybe cheese isn't dead in Gold League. Maybe it's not. Now, of course, the 4-gate is actually kind of just a standard strategy at this point in PvP. However, I like calling it cheese because, let's be honest, that's just more fun. It looks like TOXIKILLZ is actually not going for anything right now. He only has one gateway. Is he dropping the other gateways? There's the 4-gate. Woo! Yep. Oh, no, it's just 3-gate. Oh, he canceled the 4th gateway. Did he mean to cancel the 4th gateway? I don't think he did. He had to plant it down. I doubt he canceled it. Yeah, I doubt he wanted to do that. We have the one probe advantage going down at the front for TOXIKILLZ. However, he is going to lose his Zealot, and that is quite important, as this Zealot is now going to be wailing away at his Stalker. Oh, the Stalker battle. Oh no, the Stalker goes down. So TOXIKILLZ is going to win this little tiny engagement if he can just micro this right. He's not microing it quite perfectly yet. His Stalker really shouldn't have taken any damage at all. However, he's now running into the main base, and he will be able to see the 4 gates, I am sure, in time to be careful of them. Or maybe he's not going to run into the base, and he's just going to die to 4 gates, because 4 gates a pretty good strategy. It looks like we have 6 probes coming down to deny that scouting information. Actually, not a bad idea. Denying the scouting information is extremely important, especially when you're going for something as risque as the 4-gate. Looks like we have 3 Zealots now coming in. ShadowWraith is not yet building anything with his 4-gates, but he should be building like 3 Zealots and, you know, a Stalker at some point. He should probably build them before this pylon goes down. He was screwed. Oh no, ShadowWraith. Oh, they're just base trading. Of course. How did I miss it? I should have expected this. I mean, let's be honest. It's a 4-gate. You base trade with a 4-gate. Why the hell not? Alright, so we have all the probes running to the opponent's base. Not the best idea, not the greatest thing to do when you're in trouble, but you know, screw it. Okay, we have the probe swap going down here. Awesome. Okay, great. Common strategy. We have a couple of ShadowWraith's Zealots now spawning in by his 2 proxy pylons. Interesting strategy to go for the double proxy pylon. ShadowWraith, or excuse me, TOXIKILLZ, surprisingly enough, not going for the pylon kill to actually disable these gateways, and is in fact just going to be just attacking the gateways themselves, because, you know, screw it. It looks like we have ShadowWraith not microing his Zealots, and in fact just letting probes die instead. Very, very strong strategic decisioning happening here. We have all the pylons starting to go down from this pack of probes, and some big base trades happening here. We have all of the probes now attacking the nexus of ShadowWraith. Oh wait, no. No, they're going for the probe. Alright, that was a nice little probe mob. It looks like a prison riot. That was a bit rough for that one probe. I would not have wanted to be in the center of all those lasers. Ugh. Ugh. Lasers would be scurry. Alright, we have the final pylon now going down in TOXIKILLZ base. That is going to, of course, depower the Cyberknights core. So we do have a complete base trade here. Now, of course, TOXIKILLZ is in the extreme advantage. Oh, no. Never mind. ShadowWraith already dropped his Nexus. I was like, oh, ShadowWraith went for the base trade with 40 minerals. That's not smart. But no, he figured it out. He got it there before I did notice it. So we do have ShadowWraith. Yep, that's very true, TOXIKILLZ. You are such noobs. This was an interesting start to the game. You like it? You like just base trading and then restarting the game in each other's naturals? I mean, of course, ShadowWraith starts the game with 2 pylons, quite an important feat. I'm not sure. I would expect TOXIKILLZ to go out and try to find those pylons, because with those 2 pylons, ShadowWraith is actually in quite an advantageous position, because he already has the proxy pylons, so like he can 4-gate again, and because he has the additional food that his opponent does not have, and TOXIKILLZ' army is already smaller than ShadowWraith's by actually quite a bit, by like 3 stalkers, which is quite major. The really only advantage that's keeping TOXIKILLZ in this game is the probe count, so that, you know, ShadowWraith can't just kill him. I'm surprised that TOXIKILLZ is not dropping the 2 pylons so that he can, you know, start probe production as soon as the Nexus finishes up. But, you know, can't do everything, right? So we have ShadowWraith with the extreme eco advantage currently. If we look at the income tab, we have 600 for ShadowWraith, and it's just about to jump up to around 600 for TOXIKILLZ, I am sure. There we go, 2 pylons going down, and there we have the spike coming out from TOXIKILLZ that will bring him up. We have a gateway and a forge coming. Oh, a forge? Oh, that's interesting. It's not a cybernetics core. Let's see if he's going to 4-gate again. This pylon is in kind of an interesting spot. I could see 3 gateways going down like right here, because both of these pylons can power them. Oh, is it going to be another 4-gate? Please be another 4-gate. Oh, that would be hilarious. Let's see how many times they can trade bases with 4 gates before the game ends. Eventually they're going to end up being down here because their main bases are going to be out of minerals. But, you know, it's okay. That's a common strategy. Okay, so we have the Forge also coming out from TOXIKILLZ. Both players using an extremely defensive positioning now. I can definitely see this coming out from ShadowWraith, because he did build it at the natural, which is a very awkward spot to put down the base. But TOXIKILLZ really doesn't need that. The only reason he's doing that is because he's already expanding to the natural of ShadowWraith. I would be expecting ShadowWraith to drop the Nexus in the main base, and here it comes. Down it goes. Alright, so we now have both players. Okay, let's just do a quick recap of this game. We had like 7-minute 4 gates into a base trade, into swapping base positions, and expanding. Extremely standard PvP. I'm surprised I don't get more games like this, because I see them. This is like every PvP I ever play on the ladders. It's really absurd. Blizzard really needs to make this matchup more unique, because let's be honest, everyone's tired of seeing the 4-gate into base trade into expanding. And both players appear to be a little bit on the confused side, with TOXIKILLZ wondering what he's doing, and then rolling around on the floor laughing. You probably don't want to be doing that when you're playing StarCraft. It really messes with your micro. It's hard to get keyboard when you're rolling around on the floor laughing. Especially when your name is TOXIKILLZ, because I don't know what inspired him to that username, but I'm surprised he does not just have both the caps lock key pressed down and then ripped off his keyboard so that he can never hit it again. Like, just rip out actually no, not even ripped off his keyboard, like disabled. He goes in and he just cuts all the circuitry to the caps lock key so that he can never hit that key again. There's not even that little prong that you can hit and still activate it. No, there is nothing on the caps lock key. He just kind of clicks away. Alright, so we have a 5-gate now coming out from TOXIKILLZ. Because you know what the only thing that's better than a 4-gate is? A 5-gate. It's the only way to go up. You can't stay level when you're going for 4 gates. You need to go for that 5-gate. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 6-gate come out from him even. ShadowWraith is actually going for the logical choice and moving up into the robotics facility, which I actually prefer because robotics facilities are very nice, especially due to the immortal range buff that happened like 4 months ago, where they're actually useful in stalker battles, especially if your opponent goes for blink stalkers. They're actually good, and we have Twilight Council coming out from ShadowWraith, so he's actually just going for every tech path. Stargate should be coming up soon. He might even get like a Roachborn. Not sure how he would pull that off in a PvP, but he can manage it. He'll figure it out. So the Observer is coming out from ShadowWraith, and it is going to be heading over to his opponent's base. The +1 ground armor is actually just about to wrap up for TOXIKILLZ, which is going to be quite an advantage in this next battle. ShadowWraith, of course, with the extreme army advantage, and the Immortals probably going to be producing at some point soon. He could be making them right now, but he's not. Okay, he's not going to be making Immortals. Even though I spam the button, he does not see my button spam through time, because he's really going to need Immortals if he does not have the armor advantage. He does have the slight army advantage, but that is really going to go down the drain once these 5 gateways start cranking up their production, and that's going to be happening at any point right now, and the opponent's army is just going to be far more cost effective just because of the +1 armor upgrades. We have a 3rd actually coming out from TOXIKILLZ. That's an extremely interesting decision in a PvP, because you really don't need a 3rd. You don't. Especially when you're going for gateway tech, you really don't. We have the robotics facility actually now just about to finish up. I would not be surprised to see this observer sniped fairly soon unless he manages to fly to the natural, where there is no photon cannons yet. The sentry is up for TOXIKILLZ, and does ShadowWraith have a sentry? No. So that's just going to be another check mark into TOXIKILLZ category when the next battle happens with 2 sentries. That's going to be a couple of force fields and a guardian shield, and of course the guardian shield is an extremely potent ability when it is used versus stalkers. It looks like ShadowWraith really does not want to risk this observer. He does not want to fly it any further across this little tiny landmass, because of course it'll probably get sniped. We have the immortal production now starting out for both of our players. It looks like the observer is actually not going to be coming out for TOXIKILLZ. He's just going right into immortal production, which is something that I actually prefer. We have +2 attack now coming out for ShadowWraith, which means that I was completely wrong in him having the upgrade disadvantage in the last when I called that. Screw it. We're just gonna continue on. So we do have ShadowWraith now stepping up, and he will actually be taking the upgrade advantage with +2 attack to +1 armor. It's going to be quite nice for him. Now, TOXIKILLZ really only has the production advantage, and even that production advantage is not going to last for much longer, as the 5-gate just finished up for ShadowWraith, and the robotics facility is just now starting. It looks like we have charge actually coming out onto the field for ShadowWraith. That is an extremely interesting upgrade to be going for at this point, because his zealot he's not very heavy on zealot. I think he only has 5. And that is not a whole crap ton of zealots. I could see him going for a very zealot and immortal heavy composition, but that's something you really don't do. We have 5 more zealots on the way, along with +3 attack, so he is really just dumping money into this attack funds. And it looks like the second forge from TOXIKILLZ did finish, and it is now cranking out +1 attack. So he is going to be earning back that upgrade advantage quite soon with this double forge upgrading area spot thing. Yeah. And he does have his 3rd already done with the Nexus of ShadowWraith just now starting. Just a little bit awkward. So ShadowWraith is going to fall quite behind on the economy here, as probes are going to be in constant production. Absolutely constant production. There's going to be no supply blocking for TOXIKILLZ, and he's definitely not dropping 7 freaking pylons. God, he's not even playing Zerg. Why are you building 15 pylons? You're not playing Zerg. You don't build 15 overlords because you have the larva. Why would you do that? I don't understand. You should just stay a little bit in front. If you're playing Zerg, I can actually kind of get it, because you kind of just have that thing when you're Zerg where you just like to hold buttons down. So let's say that you have like 120 larvae and it's really late game and you're like, what should I build? Well, I should probably build a balanced composition. SR. Fuck, I used all my larvae. All my larvae. Fuck. Crap. Well, now I don't have any supply. Better suicide 60 roaches so that I can build infestors. Ding, win the game. That's exactly how every ZVX matchup works. It's just building way too many units because I suck at only pressing the button a few times. I love to hold it down for like 20 seconds. It's awesome. Oh. Plus, if I build infestors first, then I run out of gas, and I can't build roaches, and I'm like, well, fuck, I don't want to do that. We have the Observer from TOXIKILLZ now in the main base of ShadowWraith, and it is going to see the double Immortal production, which is quite scary, because double Immortals is a lot of Immortals, and Immortals kind of wreck Stalkers, and this is a lot of Stalkers. And there's, what, 3 Immortals currently in this army. It is soon going to be 5, and 5 is quite a few Immortals. Quite a few. We have +3 armor actually coming out from TOXIKILLZ right now, along with +2 attack. So he will be taking the upgrade advantage here. ShadowWraith not yet. Oh wait, no, he's not. No, ShadowWraith has +1. Never mind. Although ShadowWraith should be starting his +2 armor, and in fact he does. So we are going to have like +5 on the upgrades for TOXIKILLZ, because you can really add those numbers together. I'm sure that's how it works. Because armor is what, -1 damage to any attack, and attack is obviously +X damage, where X is actually a random number, so attack is slightly better on these bigger units, but screw it. Okay, well, we have ShadowWraith now building up the insane Immortal lead. I think it's like 3 to 5 right now. Yeah, it's 3 to 5 right now, and the double production is still not going down for ShadowWraith. He is actually just getting ready to transfer into Colossi, which is going to be an interesting tech switch, because usually people don't go Colossi in PvP. They're not amazingly great units. Since he has the charge lot advantage, I could see it working though, because charge lots are very good at holding lines and making sure the opponent can't retreat easily. And then Colossi are just good at going like you're boned. But of course, if you go for Colossus and you don't have the Zealot advantage, then the Zealots will just charge your Colossus and kill them, because that's what Zealots do. They are quite good at it. We have the High Templar Archive coming out from TOXIKILLZ, and this is actually a very nice building to have. Where is it going down? And there it is. The High Templar do an insane amount of AoE damage, and in the ball v ball matchup that is Protoss versus Protoss, that can really be the deciding factor in a game, and that can be very, very important. The Observer is now in just south of the main army. He really does not want to risk flying that into the main army, because there are 2 observers, of course, flying around with it. Does TOXIKILLZ have any observers with his main army? No, in fact, he does not. Does ShadowWraith have an observer in the main base? No, I don't see one. I don't think so. Does he? No. Alright, so the Observer did get sniped for ShadowWraith, either that or he just returned it home, which is a little bit annoying. We have these speedy little Zealots now running across the map. He's probably going to be scouting out this position, yep, and then he's going to be heading to the 3rd position, checking out which bases TOXIKILLZ has taken. TOXIKILLZ does, of course, have the advantage as far as worker count goes, and we have actually a lot of gateways coming in for ShadowWraith. That bumps him up to 8 gateways, which is, you know, that's quite a lot of gateways. It's going to be very, very fast production and replacement of units. We have the Stargate now coming up, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a mothership coming out for ShadowWraith at this point. It looks like he might be interested in that level of tech switch. Does this guy have charge? Yeah, he has charge. Does he have blink? Yes, he does have blink. So we do have the Fleet Beacon coming up for ShadowWraith, along with the Dark Shrine. So we are going to be seeing some level of mothership play. Mothership play is, of course, quite nice to have, because if you can snipe your opponent's observers, then you kind of just win the game, because it's extremely hard to kill a mothership when you can't see the units underneath it. You really need to snipe those units underneath it. So basically, if you can just kill observers, which requires like 1 Phoenix and observers of your own, you're set. If you get like the... I'm not kidding. If you get the range upgrade for Phoenixes, and then a Phoenix, just fly 1 Phoenix with your army, and it will automatically snipe all of your opponent's detectors, because it's probably all the air they have. It might go for a couple of the Colossi, but you can micro it. Let's be honest. You know, you're pretty good at that, I'm sure. And also with the Anion Pulse Crystal, they actually have a pretty reasonable range, so it's quite worth having. We do have an engagement now coming down. TOXIKILLZ coming in here. These great force fields actually coming down. Going to be very annoying for TOXIKILLZ. And it looks like we are just going to have the Colossuses in the back kind of rocking the army of TOXIKILLZ. We have TOXIKILLZ taking a very early disadvantage in this fight. And oh my god, with so many Immortals and so many Colossi, we just have this straight up tech advantage from ShadowWraith causing the victory for this game, for this battle, and that might honestly just be the game. Alright, so this was a very interesting game. It started out with a 4-gate, and it ended with the Colossuses winning while waiting for a Mothership. Because let's be honest, you don't really need the Mothership. The Mothership is kind of just a cool unit you can get. I'm surprised he's building it as his main. Usually you would build it at your natural, because it's closer to your army, and you can get it out there faster. But honestly, it does not really matter, because TOXIKILLZ, there's no way he's going to be able to build up enough of an army to actually defend at this point. He does have way too much bank, but he was not doing the right thing with that bank, which was just building like a bay of like 20 warp gates down here. Which is usually what I do in a PvP, and I kind of like it, especially when you have an insane amount of bank like this guy does, because production is everything in late game PvP. If you can get to the point where you can produce 24 charge zealots, you win. Especially if you have this much money, because you just build 24 charge zealots, they run in, they kill off like a third of your opponent's army, and then it's like, well, damn. And then you run in and they kill off like a third of your opponent's army, and then it's like, well, damn. We have the insane production lead now going to ShadowWraith instead, and he does have that 4th base from ShadowWraith. You have 30 seconds. You have one more warp-in cycle. Well, TOXIKILLZ, you lost. I mean, let's be honest here. ShadowWraith with the extreme lead as far as upgrades go, going for those +3 shields. He's going to be 3-3-3. ShadowWraith, remember to GG. Heart. Not sure if that's BM or not, because he didn't really proxy GG. But he kind of did. Let's be honest. That's a little bit of a proxy GG. It's a little bit BM. And it looks like ShadowWraith is now in the extreme lead position with 200 food to 113 of his opponent. If you just look at the army, that was the sound. If you look at the army supply tab, we get 44 to 134. That's quite an advantage. And it looks like he's now running to the Mothership. Oh, so many probes getting roasty toasty. And that's going to be trouble, because that's a Mothership, and TOXIKILLZ really doesn't have anything that can shoot up, and there is the GG from TOXIKILLZ, along with probably the leave. Maybe? The leave? Oh, TOXIKILLZ. TOXIKILLZ, don't make this bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad with it. I'll give that back. It was a good bad game, though. Let's be honest here. Alright, so anyway guys, if you would like to have your games commentated, and I would love to commentate them, you can send them on into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. Please do not feel like I'm not going to commentate them, because I will. I am actually running low on replays. Like 3 months ago, I was like freaking flooded with them. Now I'm actually running low, so I could use them, and it would be extremely nice, and I will accept them in almost any format. You can post them in the Reddit threads, you can post them in the Battle.net threads, because I'm probably just going to save them and then put them in a folder in my Battle.net, because I don't know why I didn't do that yet. You can also, of course, send them on into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. You can send them in a link format, in a link format, in an attachment. Gmail does actually accept SC2 replays. It's quite nice. You can also send them to me on YouTube as links. You can really do whatever the hell you want, so long as I get the link or the attachment of your game, and then I will be sure to commentate it. But anyway, if you would like to watch any other Boisterous action, you can head over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. Don't forget to check out the Battle.net thread that will be linked in the comments of this video, along with the Reddit thread if you have any comments, or you just want to upvote it to the front page and get me lots of E-fame. But anyway, guys, this is Boisterous, signing out.